Welcome to Realms Unknown. This is the Mist, a Home-Brew D&D campaign. We thank you for joining and hope you enjoy.
So, where we last left off of the last session, you had tracked down a man named Dadian, whose wife had been resurrected by the Weaver. You ended up following the trail of the caravan, of the wagon tracks that him and the Weaver had apparently left. The Weaver's caravan wheels and trail eventually led north into a somewhat ethereal fog that you decided not to test and go into, whilst the other wagon, the one apparently containing Dadian and his wife Deese, continued further to the village of Duglowen. You encountered Dadian and his wife at a roadside inn and found the man disturbed downstairs, shaking back and forth. And the innkeep was a little unnerved by the events since he had actually come there. You confronted him. You resisted the suggestion and enchantments that Deese, or whatever she had become, had attempted to cast on her. And after falling victim to some nightmarish illusions, you managed to strike down the creature. Unfortunately, in the fight, Valkyrie cast Shatter, which took down part of the wall, both an interior and exterior wall in the tavern. We ended the session with Garrett walking out into the night, feeling a brisk gust of wind, and seeing what appeared to be a figure approaching from the distance, holding a single small pale lantern. Upstairs, Valkyrie and Asale were still considering what to do about Dadian and the apparent person who had been crushed during the melee. And that is where we come back to.
I would probably try and unbury the person.
All right. So, in this room, you actually find that there are two people. There was one sleeping on the bed over here. So there was a person sleeping on the bed over here who is now completely woken up in there. And there's apparently a person crushed under the bed here.
Yeah, I'll try and uncrush if I can.
Okay, so you're going to see if you can move some bits of wall and the like. It is timber construction. So, yeah, go for it.
What would you like me to roll?
Probably athletics to go ahead and move some of the material that's gone from there.
Are we rolling virtually or physically?
I will trust you do either. There will be some things I'll ask if you can roll.
You said, I think last time you said we will sneak for sure.
Yeah.
And virtually.
Yeah. Other things I'll trust you on.
So you said athletics?
Yes.
I'll go over and help him.
I got a 7.
Oh wait, I have to be proficient to help, don't I?
No, with this you can help him. You can give him advantage because you can both try to assist.
Okay.
I'd appreciate the advantage because I rolled a 7.
Yes.
Okay, I will roll again. Oh, that's better. 24.
24. Okay, you're
Wait. 19, not 24.
Okay. You're able to move the rubble from it. This was here a building which was made partially out of stone. So you do notice that this person has been crushed quite thoroughly.
Oh no.
It's a word.
Oh no.
And you can see that actually their head has been caved in.
Oh no, I was gonna ask if I could heal them.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be a very good life even if I could.
And the person who is over there's probably not much light in this room. The person who's on the other side there is kind of still a bit confused after all that's going on. He doesn't know that the other person is dead yet, because
Yeah.
the room is fairly dark. But you're, yeah.
Yeah. I might kind of gently urge them to go get a drink.
And he goes, why, what, what's going on? Why is the wall collapsed? And then he does notice an arm, and he goes, "Oh gods, the three above!" And he rushes over to the man who is there.
Oh no! Oh no!
And begins bawling his eyes out.
So, okay. I think I'll just leave it at that. I was thinking about mending the skull just so like it's a little easier to process, but he's already awake. It's probably not the best time to do that.
Yeah. You do hear him, and he's saying stuff like, "It wasn't supposed to be like this. He goes, what happened?" And he's now very upset, looking around, asking like, "How did the wall come down? What occurred?"
I'm not sure. I just got up here. I saw the wall exploded, and I had to see if someone was under there.
As that is occurring, I'm gonna switch perspectives just to Garrett, who is currently outside, out front.
Absolutely.
And we're gonna move everybody there. And
I would
Garrett,
like
I'm just
to.
gonna
I wanted to ask the husband talk to the husband a little bit before I left.
you're gonna talk to the husband in the other room now that his wife is dead.
Man, we're just killing all the partners tonight, eh? Good for us.
I wanted to. Yeah.
Yeah. You can go ahead and ask her. We're going to it's probably better that we do that first. We'll give you a few minutes of questioning with him. Okay?
Yeah, I just wanted to. I wanted to console him a little bit, and as I just get into character. What was his name?
His name is Dadian.
Avian.
Dadian.
Avian.
Yeah, like Dadian with a D.
Oh, Dadian. Dadian.
Yeah.
Dadian.
Dadian. Dadian, I'm sorry about your wife.
He's sitting there staring at the corpse.
I carried the corpse outside, actually.
Yeah, he brought the corpse.
He did.
Oh, you brought the corpse outside?
Yeah, I was bringing it outside to burn it. So I got the corpse on his shoulder and I got the head.
Okay, sorry, I missed that from the notes from last time. So yeah, he is just sitting with his head in his hands on the side of the bed.
I suggest you reconvene with the caravan.
Why?
I mean, isn't that... You still have a place there.
I have no place in this world now that my wife is gone, and you took her from me.
That wasn't her.
You don't know that. She knew me. She remembered everything. It was her. She had a memory. Yes, she looked different. She had slight differences, but it was her.
That creature knew things about many people that she shouldn't have known. She would have known anything she needed to know about you, but that wasn't your wife.
And he looked at you, and he says, "How can you be so sure? How could you be so sure to just cut her down? You lied to me, and now I have nothing. I have nothing."
You could help us.
How? And why would I help you?
Because I don't think that was the only creature like that.
So now my wife is a creature. You know what? It doesn't even matter. The only other thing I was requested of me was my business. So, you can go seek that out if you want. That was the only thing the Weaver asked of me.
Your business?
I run shipping. Well, part of a merchant's guild in Fast Row. Half Hope Shipping.
And this
I
week
gave it to him.
you gave him your business?
I gave him the deed of ownership and permits to the ships it owned. Anything was worth the price of my wife's life. And now I have no her, no business, nothing. And he starts sobbing even more, and he says it should have been me.
You were cheated, and
I wasn't.
I'll do my best to get your deeds back to you. If you can
I
tell
don't
me,
care about the deeds. I want my wife.
I know. I'm sorry.
Leave me alone.
Enough said. And I'll leave him. I don't think he's gonna give me any more information.
You know, he
He's mad at
practically like goes to slam the door. Yeah, he's mad at all of you.
Yeah. He's inconsolable. He's not having a good time.
No, he's not having a good time.
Fair enough.
Garrett, we return to you outside. You have dragged this body outside to burn it, and as you are going about that, you felt this kind of chill wind. You heard the flapping of wings, and then about 100 feet out down the road, as you kind of started like putting the body down, figuring out how you're going to burn this thing, you saw this dim light of a lantern in the middle of the night, and this person walking towards the roadside inn.
Say I was going to try and burn it, like out here.
Okay.
But then I see that dude.
Yeah, he's still
whoever it is.
Yeah.
And
you see him coming from this direction here. You notice as you come out, like
okay.
Yeah, up the trail he was walking.
I think I'll just put the body down to the side of the road for now. Put the head down, and then just walk out. And my halberd is still emitting radiant light.
Okay.
I don't know. Can I turn that off? Yeah. So I guess I'm just standing there with radiant, like in light from my halberd, just looking down the road at this person. They're just walking up the road.
Yeah, about like kind of, I guess you'd say about like once they're taking their sweet time too. Like you're probably standing there. He doesn't run. He just continues his pace. It takes like a good like minute, and he kind of gets up to you, and you see him. You see him, and he probably stops. He walks up to about here. He looks at you, looks at the body at the side of the road, and then back to you. And you notice this figure is he's clad in what seems to be a cloak of dark feathers, wearing a black leather jerkin, black gloves, and brown trousers with like matching black boots.
Okay.
Yeah. And he just kind of regards you there for a moment and looks at you and goes, "I have no business with you tonight, sir."
I nod my head. No worries. Caught me at a. I looked down at the snake body and the detached head. Bad time. Don't worry. The downstairs at the inn is still fine.
Yes, it has been a most trying night for many people. And he just kind of nods at you, and he walks past, goes right up to the inn door, and just lets himself in.
Nice.
Yeah, you would hear from the bottom of the stairs. Asale, have you gone downstairs as well?
Yeah, after that, I would have made my way over to the bar.
Hey, you would see this man walk in, notice you, eyes rest upon you for a moment, and then he's kind of gauging the bar, almost like he's sensing something, and then he looks upstairs directly where the room is, and he goes, and he sees the stairs, and he goes to walk over there. And he goes upstairs,
I guess I would
and
be maybe just leaving the room now because I stayed back and talked to Buddy.
yeah, you'd probably be leaving the room. You probably pass him as he's going up the stairs, and you recognize this individual, Valkyrie. This is Oros, one of your siblings.
I had a
siblings.
feeling. I had a
Yeah.
feeling.
Could I roll insight to see if he was like maybe gesturing for me to follow since he kind of let his eyes linger in my direction?
Sure. Go ahead, roll insight.
Dirty 20.
No, he wasn't. He wasn't indicating for you to follow, but you did notice those eyes were the eyes of somebody who is sizing you up, but also looking for something specific. And whatever it was that he was looking for, it wasn't with you.
I have been humbled, and I will continue to drink deep from my cups.
Okay.
As I come out of the room, I look up and I see him there. And I just kind of give him a nod of acknowledgement. I'm sure I know why you're here.
And he nods at you. He goes, I did not expect you, but yes, there's something here I must collect.
Probably behind me. You have any idea where Cinder is? I'm surprised she's not already been here.
Cinder is out of the way for the time being. Mother is not pleased with her. She fell victim to the one you seek.
Did she?
She wandered for nearly a half day before finally snapping out of the enchantment and realized she had been had.
Not like
Her
you.
pride is more hurt than anything, but she will not be pleased to know that it was you who ultimately got the quarry first, or found its trail before her at the very least.
Well, I shall not let her catch up.
She will be coming close behind, I'm certain. And you see him, he goes not to the door to where the man is, but to the door where there's the guy who was crushed, and he walks in and he goes, a moment. And you see him walk into the door, and he closes it for a moment, and you hear some quiet talking from inside, and he walks out, straightens himself out, and goes, well then, seems you're keeping well, Valkyrie, until we cross paths again.
Take care, brother.
And he goes to walk away as quickly as he came, walking out.
Yeah, I don't bother him anymore.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll go
And
down
he
and meet Asale at the bar.
you see him walk up to the bar before he leaves, and he puts down a couple of gold coins, and he turns to you, Asale, and he says, once the man upstairs who lost his brother comes to, it is a meaningless gesture, but perhaps it will do him some good. And he places those on the bar and then leaves.
I kind of give him a nod and I take the gold so the bartender doesn't think it's like a tip for him. And I'll give it to the guy upstairs at some point.
Yeah, you notice the coins that he's placed down are not typical gold coins. They are odd. They are gold mostly, but the interior of them, it's like there's an eye, and the part of the eye in the middle, like where the iris would be, seems to be made out of polished onyx. They're
Okay.
very striking coins. Yeah. And he goes and he leaves.
Interesting. I shouldn't keep these. I should definitely not keep these.
You could.
I could, but they're I don't think you're supposed to have them if you're not supposed to have them.
Well, that leaves you guys basically in this bar, middle of the night. There's a man, well, two men actually. One who has lost his wife, another who has apparently lost his brother upstairs, and Garrett who is burying or burning the bar outside. And you do notice the innkeep has come out from the, like peeked out of the door at the back there, seeing you at the bar, and he goes, "Is it done? Is it over?"
Yes, sir, it's done. It's over.
Oh, ill matter preserve us.
Just to kind of reiterate, last session, the gold that the dude who lost his wife gave us, I gave to him for repairs to his building.
Okay. He has thanked you.
That was before he kind of went to the back. I was just reminding.
Okay. Yes, I do remember you gave him the gold, and he kind of comes out and he, well, I suppose I'll be sending off for the local sheriff in the morning. Bad business, this. Very, very bad business.
Yes, sir. It could have been much worse if steps were not taken to avoid what could have happened in the future.
I didn't have this in my notes. Did you guys tell him about the... Oh, no, you wouldn't have told him because you wouldn't have known the guy died.
Yeah, he wouldn't have known that. That's
Yeah,
that's
so
a whole
he-
other thing.
No, and he looks at you, he goes, "That woman, whatever she was, she unnerved me and my wife something fierce. She even charmed my wife, somehow. Sent her into a tizzy. She couldn't speak for nearly half a day. Scared witless even to go upstairs in my own tavern."
I wish not to alarm you further, sir, but it's very possible that no one here would have woken up in the morning should she have had time in bed to recover.
And you see him make a holy sign on himself, touches his hand to his forehead and up, and he goes, "Thank the gods above that you came in then. Heard my wife's prayers, you must have." And he notices your symbol. He goes, "We're not worshippers of the elven gods, you see, but maybe they listened all the same."
Yes, the gods work in mysterious ways. Unfortunately, some hardship has befallen a couple people, but I think the benefits of what transpired here tonight far outweigh the loss that could have happened. And for that, I'm grateful, and I hold my symbol out, and I kind of touch it and bow my head to it.
Well, don't worry. You have my thanks, my wife's thanks, and we'll deal with all of this in the morning, okay? For
Yeah,
now,
sure.
if you like, feel free to post up down here in the bar, set up your bedrolls, or we don't have any empty rooms upstairs, unfortunately, but make yourself as comfortable as you can be.
I much appreciate that, sir. I'd hate to ask this of you, but do you have a pint or two that might be able to wet my whistle?
Of course. And he goes and he fiddles down over and he picks out a couple of glasses and he goes, I have some known as Amber Mead Ale, made by halflings, quite good stuff. And then I have Ironhold Stout as well.
Oh,
Both my
please.
notes pop.
Just give me the cheapest thing you have. I wish not to intrude on any business that you might have.
Oh, Well, the cheapest I have is a locally brewed ale we make here ourselves.
Oh, wonderful. Let me see what pleasant things you've come up with, sir.
It's not quite as strong as the others, and you see him pour it out, but my wife makes it, and it's not as bad.
I kind of give him a satisfied nod and say it's not all about the strength. It's about the experience and the ones you share it with.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, again, we'll clean this up in the morning here. I still need to console my wife. I'll check on up with the patrons, and tomorrow we'll see to the sheriff, and we'll get this all sorted out. He goes back to doing his business, for now. If you guys want to talk about anything or have anything else, you're basically kind of left to your own devices for the time being.
I want to quickly ask him if he knows where Fastro is.
Yeah. So he goes, "Oh, Fastro. Well, that'd be northwest from here. That's the port city. Or about good 2-3 days travel, depending on your speed. A little ways out from here, but not too far. Actually, depends on what you're laden with. Some people say it takes a week from city east of here, so I'd say never been out there myself. But easy enough. Probably the biggest port city in the Moldavia Basin."
Oh, well, thank you. I'll be heading
Are you-
that way in the morning.
And he kind of looks at you and goes, "Not before the sheriff comes around, though. You hear? I need to still sort all this out." And he goes upstairs to deal with the patrons upstairs. All right, you guys are left to your own devices downstairs for a few minutes here.
So I don't have remove curse, but would I be able to use like ceremony or something on the wife to maybe snap her out of whatever has befallen her?
If you could go try, you could go check in on the wife. She's in the back room.
Yeah, I'll see if I could check in on her, see if I could maybe put her mind at ease.
Yeah, just to check her over. Go ahead and roll me a medicine check.
Okay. I've been rolling kind of hot, so I want to do this one virtually. Medicine. That's a +5 for me. That's a crit. I guess rolling digitally doesn't take that away.
You check her over.
It's meant to be.
yeah, it really is.
She seems at ease to see you, and she doesn't speak much, but you're able to tell, as a trained cleric, she doesn't give off any of the signs of being enchanted. She's just a bit shaken up. So if there was any curse or enchantment put on her, it probably ended when Disa passed away, or the creature died.
Okay, I'd probably just spend some time with her trying to, like, ease her back to what she used to be while everyone else is doing their thing.
Yes, and she goes, "Me and my husband been doing this for near 30 years now. Had hobgoblins, goblins, even a bugbear once. Never anything like this. Times these are."
Certainly sometimes these are.
Well, he's doing
goes,
that, and Buddy's upstairs. I'm gonna help myself to 2 pints,
Okay.
and I'll leave like I don't know how much. I'll leave a silver on the counter.
Yeah, the ales are quite, like, the cheapest ales are quite cheap. They're 2 copper a piece. So you've more than, like, double the pay for it if you take the cheapest.
I'm grabbing the halfling stuff.
Oh, the amber mead, you'd be paying a silver is the exact cost. They're 5 copper pieces a pint.
Perfect.
For the
And
that's some good stuff.
make my way outside to What's your name again? Geralt?
It's Garrett.
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 Which
Garrett.
I'd probably just be finished putting a bunch of brush on the body because I don't have like my chest is back with the caravan, so I gotta go catch up to them eventually here. But I do have my. Oh, do I have my tinderbox?
Good question. You would
Yes,
know.
I have my tinderbox.
I was gonna say you'd know better than I would as a
Yeah,
character.
I just had to go check. I just had to check my character sheet because I have specifically stuff in each. So yeah, you hear as you're walking out. I'm probably kneeling beside the body, striking my tinderbox to light up all of this brush I've piled on the body, which is away from the kind of side, so it won't light up the fucking forest. And as I strike it, I'm gonna say, "May your dreams be cleansed. May they be of good times, of futures lost." And I stand up holding a something and put it into my shirt again.
Like a necklace?
Yeah. And I basically take 2 steps back and just stand there, make sure this thing burns away.
You notice if the body does burn, there is an acrid smell that comes from it. Like burning body is never pleasant. And you probably, hopefully, as a warrior, you haven't had to deal with this too much. Your people would not actually burn bodies, as you know, they have their own practices. You don't know this is normal, but there is this acrid smell for a brief time, which it's not nice.
No, I assume it's not.
Yeah.
But this is
Oh, you gave me my sword.
He's
Yes. Yes, I put it in your inventory. Yes.
yeah, I think he's not happy with the smell, obviously. It's fucking putrid, not good. But he is standing there with his halberd still like it's lighting. It has its light just because it doesn't turn off. But also like the fire light's there. So I think it's pretty dark outside right now, right?
Oh yeah, this is like 3 a.m. now. Like
Yeah.
there's been a lot which has happened. Yeah.
Like in his head, he's just like, I was so close to the Weaver and just didn't even realize it.
Yeah.
Because I never saw the man from that caravan, and I'd never seen the Weaver's caravan when I was in the city.
No, you would have had no way of knowing, unfortunately.
Like just watching this body burn and just thinking of like wanting that to be the Weaver, basically.
Now we don't each like know what the other one's after right now, right?
You could talk about what you're after, but you don't know for certain. No.
Yeah, at this point we haven't like shared very much.
You all have your reasons. Whether or not you want to share that, for some reason, you all decided that this would be worthwhile. So it's probable that you do have some common goal, but you can share that amongst yourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll walk.
Yeah, we're just adventurers that went on a caravan to look at destroyed land.
And it sounds like, for whatever reason, you all had an interest in this hooded figure. Go figure.
Yeah, I'll walk up to Garrett and hand him one of the points.
I look down, I grab it, I look at you, I nod, and at this point, because I think you missed it last session, you will see that Garrett's eyes aren't green anymore. They're like stark yellow and almost predatory.
I caught that, but I don't think Valkyrie did.
Oh, was it the other way around?
Yeah. No, I was paying attention last session, but I don't think Valkyrie noticed in the heat of battle. So yeah, she probably doesn't really pay too much recognition to it, or
He doesn't seem like He's not hostile towards you at all.
Mhm.
Like, we're from the caravan. We came here to do this, and
Yeah.
this is job done. I'll toast you and be like, it smelled way worse when I first lit it on fire.
I'm glad I wasn't here. Oh my god, I cannot remember this guy's name. Dade?
Carrot.
No,
Dadian?
Dadian.
Dadian.
Dadian. It's like yeah, Dadian's companion may have been traveling northwest to a town, Bastro.
I'll type it in the shared notes so you know.
I put it in my phone too. Some port town. Apparently, he signed over his deeds to his business. The man he was traveling with.
Well, that's good to know. I believe that man is someone that I personally seek right now.
He is a person of interest to me as well.
As the night continues on, you do feel the effects of walking through the night. You do feel you guys are getting tired. You can choose to push through the night, in which case you probably will suffer a point of exhaustion, or you can choose to rest.
I
Well,
mean,
Bar dude
I'm
doesn't
down
want us to
for a
leave.
rest.
Bear Dude probably will go back to sleep. He's dealing with the patrons upstairs.
To hang out for the sheriff to come in the morning.
Yeah, he did ask for you to stay for the morning. He wants to deal with the local sheriff. You don't know exactly what that entertains. It's up to you whether you want to try to stay for that or not.
I'm down to spend the night.
I think we should spend the night, but I don't know if we should hang out for the sheriff to show up. Then again, I don't know if we shouldn't either.
I mean, I don't know of something called the sheriff, so
That's true. You wouldn't.
I was like trying to think. I'm like, oh, actually, no, yeah, I got nothing.
Probably-
I don't know what a sheriff is.
Yeah, Asale and Valkyrie. Asale would probably know the most, but they would be aware of a sheriff. Just so you guys understand that in this land of Moldovia, where the different baronies are, there's of course the guards folk who keep the peace, and there's of course a sheriff who generally is in charge of a town and some neighboring villages. And whenever there's items that need judgment of some kind, like somebody stole something or there was a murder, like small things which don't have to go to the Lord to be judged, he's the one who deals with it. So that's what the guy's saying. Because, of course, there's been a death here and there's been some damage, it makes sense that the tavern owner would go to the sheriff to report.
Oh yeah, totally. I just don't, like, out of character, I don't know if we should just bail, but then these guys are gonna follow, trying to, like, are we gonna be wanted?
You never. I don't think. Did you tell me the sheriff is on his way, or do you just not tell me that? Because I left before that whole conversation started.
Yeah, no, well, I'm assuming, well, if we go back inside and I guess spend the night here, I'd probably bring it up, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, I know we have until when? When does the caravan leave from the spot which
And
we?
he said 24 hours or 48?
I think you said 24. That's why we kind of pushed through the night to get here.
Yeah, because we left at like what, noon. So he's gonna leave that encampment at noon, Mr. Jogu.
Yeah, he's gonna leave about that.
Yeah. So if we're not back by noon, we have to catch up with him before we can get our shit back
Mm-hmm.
that we left with him.
I didn't leave anything.
I did. Not
All
carrying,
right.
just on foot.
I guess we'll all
So-
be back inside, and
Sounds like it.
Yeah, I guess so. Now,
we want to spend the night here and try to get back before the caravan leaves.
Yep.
How long did it take us? We left at noon and we got here like midnight?
I think it
No,
was
you didn't leave.
8
You
hours.
didn't leave at noon. You left in the evening. It took you about 3 to 4 hours to get here,
Okay.
and you were leaving at about 9 o'clock at night.
Okay.